Hey guys, I was going to be outside doing the last cleanup, but it's raining and looks like Mozart's the one that's enjoying the deck and the heater. So today what we're doing is we are making meals ready to eat, right, Reg?
Right,
MREs.
exactly.
He worked yesterday all day after we've had a month of prep for his holiday art show, and what a success it was. And but it takes a lot of energy, but it was well worth it. And I tell you, I think Reg needs to thank everybody, even on this channel. I'm going to take this away,
No,
Reg.
no, no,
Yes,
go.
yes, you look so cute.
Oh, thank you.
Tell him.
Thanks so much for everybody for coming. I would thank you all individually, but I honestly can't remember we had such a great turnout.
I know.
And we enjoyed the company, whether you got one of my pieces or not. We appreciate you coming and having a good time with us. We had a great time.
We had a great time.
Yeah.
And if you still need to shop a little bit, just text him, message him, give him a call, go on his website, go on his Facebook page. There's still items that we have for sale, even things you see here, the lamp, that if you need something last minute.
So what's the website?
Even his note cards. I don't know your website.
My website is ReginaldHulverStudio.com, all one word. And my Facebook page is Reginald Hulver Studio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there you have.
Maybe Teresa will put that up on the screen.
Oh, I will. I can do that.
Okay.
But today I am celebrating winter, even though it's not winter, because I love winter for many reasons. I think most of us gardeners do, because it gives us a chance to do our other hobbies that we love, like cook, like read a book during the day, not at night where you get a chapter in and you fall asleep, or just take a hike. Reg and I want to take a hike this week. It probably won't happen this week. I'm going to bake with a friend this week, pita piatta, which is a delicious Italian nut roll. When I get those baked, I will put that on the screen this week sometime. But anyhow, today, what we're cooking, because my sisters they're all making sauce or lasagna, and I want some sauce. I don't have any in my freezer, and these make great gifts too. The sauce recipe I'm making today is a family recipe, and it makes a lot, so you can freeze some, eat some, give some away. And isn't that nice? I think everyone gets so many cookies and pastries and candies that a meal is pretty nice to have. I like it when Jim brings us over something to eat. He's really good about that. But today, let's get started. This is our family spaghetti sauce recipe, and it is made with beef, whatever choice you want. Now, this is just a beef stew meat. I make it with a roast. I've made it with beef spare ribs. I'm not necessarily a spare rib fan.
Before I met you, I had never had spaghetti sauce with chunks of beef, whether it's roast beef, from a roast or whatever, or sausage. You know what I had? Hamburger.
Yeah, and that's your sauce. Whatever your sauce is.
That's what I grew up with.
And I can't, when we go out to dinner to an Italian restaurant, I don't buy the red sauce because I only like mine. Yeah. We did a little traveling this year, and I tried some red sauces, and they were okay, but you get used to your own, whether it's made with ground beef or whether it's made with Italian sausage. And this is a spicy Italian because I don't like just plain or sweet. It doesn't give the kick I'm looking for, and it's never too hot, at least not what we buy in our local market. If I was maybe in Pittsburgh, where you can get fresh Italian sausage, it might be a little more spicy, but this coming out of the market's not too spicy. We've got beef, and I have already seasoned one side of our beef stew meat. Now, when I get a roast, I cut it in about the same size, about 1 inch to 2 inch pieces. So it doesn't hurt to season well with salt and pepper. And then I always sprinkle a little garlic salt, even though I have chopped garlic here. So we have beef. And then with my sausage that comes in casings, I do not like casings at all.
I don't either.
I don't like the casings. So I just peel those casings off. So simple to do. And then what I do with the sausage, because that's what I've seen my mother do all these years, put it in a little pan of water and let it steam on the stove before I cut it into pieces and put it in our sauce. So I've got a little pan of water right here. I'm going to turn that on. I'll keep an eye on it. And we just want that to steam and cook through. Then we'll chop it up after we do our beef in here. The other ingredients, we have beef, we have sausage. I have an onion, a large onion, this size. This is what I consider large. I have a large green pepper, chopped, one stalk of celery chopped, and I like to make certain that you chop up some leaves.
I like that too.
Yeah, it really gives a lot of flavor to the sauce. And then this is about 12 cloves of garlic, about this size. This is my garlic. It's equal to a heaping tablespoon of garlic.
That's a lot of garlic.
It is, but I like garlic.
Yeah.
So anyhow, when your cloves are small like this, it takes about that many, but just measure it in your tablespoon. I don't care if I have too much. And when you do your garlic, you know you've got to get that skin off just by smacking it. Pull the skin off. And I guess I already gotten the skin off of this one, Reg.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do one that doesn't have the skin off. There we go. And the skin just comes right off like that. And then keep your trash bowl handy and put that on your compost, that will go. So anyhow, we've got our garlic ready to go. We've got all the vegetables ready to go. And now what I'm going to do, I am going to go ahead. Good, that's ready. A little piece of paper there. We've got the sausage going. Next thing I'm going to do, we're going to brown our beef first. We want it nice and brown. And I'm putting about 2 tablespoons of olive oil on the bottom of this nice big pan. Get it going. Yep, got it going. Once it heats up, we will put the meat in, get it seared on both sides. It takes about a minute and a half to get it nice and brown once your pan gets hot. And then you don't put more than about 8 pieces in at a time. If they're about this size, you don't want to crowd the pan because you want everything to sear. So while this is cooking, and the sausage will take about 10-15 minutes, then when I come back, we will start putting all the other ingredients in the pan. So let me show you what I do though, how I get this going, and you can hear it and smell. The smell's going to get great. But you can feel the pan heating up, but you want to make certain it's nice and hot and that oil covers the whole bottom of the pan. You can always add more olive oil, and this is olive oil. I love olive oil. It adds such a nice flavor. So we're going to, I don't know if that's hot enough. We'll find out. Nope, it's not making the searing sound, Reg. So anyhow, I'm going to go ahead and brown my meat. We'll come back with the last few pieces that I'm browning, and then we'll throw all the other ingredients. Guys, so it's been it was 10:21 when we started browning things, and it's 10:39. So Reggie, what's the math behind that? How many minutes is that? Okay. So you can see how nice and browned my sausage is. It's been cooked through, and I'll cut that into small pieces. I just do that because that's how Mom always did it. And I think it maybe makes it taste a little more flavorful. I've got the last of the meat in here, browning up. And
that is brown.
It is brown. And then we're going to deglaze this pan here with a little bit.
Going on there, girl.
What?
A little smoke going on.
I know. All right, so now what we're going to do, I'm going to use a little bit of balsamic vinegar because I don't have a bottle of wine open. You can use red wine vinegar to deglaze these pans where the meat has been cooking. There we go. And that's what we want. We want to make certain we deglaze this pan before we start putting our vegetables in. It's too early to drink wine. Or we would be, there we go. So we'll get all those good bits up. Oh, a little piece of meat still in there. A little more in there.
Watch the fire.
What? Oh, I know. And like alcohol, if it was alcohol, the alcohol would burn off, and you would just be left with this nice nice brown, saucy looking stuff. So we're gonna let that cook off, and then we'll start adding our veggies. The onions will be first, then the green peppers, then the garlic. I think just a little more. It all smells good. There we go. The bottom of the pan feels nice and smooth. All right. So now what we're going to do, I'm going to add the onions first, give them a little season.
Do you add any oil or anything?
Nope.
Okay.
Add it right to the pan because there's oil in there from
Oh, I see.
all the meat.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Good question, though, Reg. So I like to get the onions started and always season as you go, every layer. So we'll add a little salt on top of those onions. That'll help them to soften a little bit. We'll stir that in. At this point, everything goes very quickly. Also, I wanted to tell you, I didn't show you that the other ingredients are a 48 ounce can of any tomato juice that you like, well shaken, 2 15-ounce cans of tomato sauce. Are they 15 ounce or are they decreased? Yeah, 15-ounce cans of tomato sauce and 1 8-ounce can, 6-ounce can of tomato paste. Yeah. And that's what goes in on top of all these vegetables. And then you add the meat to all of that. So it takes about a minute or two for your onions to just soften a little bit. And then we're going to add the green peppers. Clean up your place as you go. While I'm waiting, I'm going to go ahead and cut up my sausage into pieces. Bite-sized pieces. That way, when you get ready to serve your sauce, everybody gets a little piece of beef. Everybody gets a little piece of sausage. And it's really delicious. But you really don't have to add the beef or the sausage. You can just do the basic tomato sauce with the vegetables, and that's still a good sauce. But why wouldn't you add the meat? Why wouldn't you add the meat and the sausage?
You didn't know I was this close.
I didn't know you could be a great hunter because I didn't hear you walk in.
No, it's my soft shoes.
It's your soft shoes. You know why? Because you're used to being. He's a great dancer too, guys. He can sing. He can dance. He's an artist. He's a cook. I think I mentioned he made a huge pot of chili yesterday, which we put in the refrigerator or the freezer for MREs. I get hangry. And so it's good to have that. And that way, we
decided years ago when we went on a trip, we were going to Niagara Falls, and it's about a 6.5, 7 hour trip for us. And I did not pre-plan.
Yeah. We thought we'd be spontaneous.
Yeah, it didn't work out. Lisa got a little hangry.
How did that work out for us?
Not real good, honey.
No, gosh, it was like 7:30 at night. We had, I don't know if it's that late, but we hadn't eaten anything, trying to get a hotel, because I like to have things planned. Can you tell that by the way I behave on the screen? I like to have things scheduled, planned. I don't like to travel and not have a place to stay. Although when we went to the Grand Garden show, we were pretty spontaneous about our night stay.
And we did have meals ready to eat in the car.
We did. And we knew we had a place to stay at the Grand Garden show. Reggie and I were saying, we're going to do that again. Hands crossed or fingers crossed that we can get tickets. Because, boy, they sell out fast. And there was a hint on Garden Answer this morning that Laura's going to be there again next year. And but she didn't tell us any dates.
So the
But it was
peppers,
just about being at Mackinac, wasn't it? It's about Mackinac
it was,
and
but
the
the
entertainment, and
yeah, but the
it was all wonderful.
the garden show was
The
fantastic.
garden show is fantastic. If you can
Ruben
go,
Winters just went uh, all out.
and
I
we
tell
fell
you.
in love with Mackinac Island.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
It was wonderful. So we're gonna let the green peppers. I did give them a little more salt, not a lot, but just enough to season every layer. And let these steam just a little longer, maybe about 30 seconds longer. Then we'll add the garlic. Let it. What am I doing? Oh, the celery will go in now too. I'm glad you pointed that out. That needs to go in. Yeah, I get so excited when I'm making sauce. I don't know why. I know why, because, it was tradition in our house growing up. There was dad, mom, and 5 of us girls. Every Sunday, we had spaghetti and Gallo port wine. And,
Now, does
I've
your family call it sauce or gravy?
sauce.
Yeah.
Yeah, spaghetti sauce, not gravy. I think that's a more northern,
Yeah.
like New York, New Jersey.
Yeah.
So we'll throw in that.
But I
With-
have
with
heard
the
it called
leaves.
Sunday gravy.
It is Sunday gravy. When you, on some of those Food Network shows, like I said, northern people call it gravy, but I'll have to ask Susan what she calls it, and Treese what they called their, if it was sauce or gravy. Oh, you can smell that. So the celery's in, you can smell that, and those leaves make all the difference. And then the last thing is the garlic. I do have fresh parsley still growing in my little herb pot out there. Now let's get the, you can always tell when to add your next ingredient when you start smelling. That's a good sign. It only takes a little bit for that, for their oils to be released and to smell how nice it smells. So I always scoot all my vegetables away from the center in the pan for the garlic, because I don't want it to burn. I just want it to give off its oils. So this way I can keep stirring it around a bit. And once you start smelling your garlic, then you know that those oils have been released. And the next thing you add is your tomato paste, which I like to add the tomato paste next. Cook it in with all the vegetables and cook it just a little bit before you add the sauces and the juice. Can you smell any garlic yet, Reg?
Well, I've had a cold this week, so
That's right. Yeah.
I'm still a little,
You sound good.
yeah, sound better. But
It was a cold. It wasn't COVID. It wasn't the flu.
no.
It was a cold.
But
And
I
I didn't get it. I haven't gotten it.
Yeah, I haven't had a cold though in probably
The cats haven't gotten it.
4 or 5 years.
I can smell that now. I'm going to give it 10 more seconds. Yeah, it smells good. And the one thing when you make this sauce, and you're this close to the pot, everything you have on
Oh yeah, we'll have to wash like
has to
crazy.
be washed.
And
Because you
use
smell so
Febreze
good.
all through
Yeah.
the house.
The whole neighborhood is out there. I bet.
Yep.
That Aunt Gotti person, she's cooking today. Smelled like chili yesterday. Today it's.
Now I've seen what you're doing right now. Other cooks do the same.
What?
You get that tomato paste in next,
Yeah,
and let it mix up with all those vegetables.
vegetables. You want to cook it out a little bit.
Cook it out a little bit. Yeah, I've seen that.
Use every little bit. Because it makes you happy. Where did I get this happy face?
I don't know.
I don't know. But it's a handy little happy face thing. Okay, there's that. And that. So now I'm just going to mix up my tomato paste with all my veggies and cook it for at least a minute too. And that balsamic has given, oh, my hand's in the way. It's given all the vegetables a nice little dark color and texture. And So I'm making this sauce today Reg and I will get to taste it with some good did you get D'Annunzio's or
Yeah, Nunzio's. Yeah.
D'Annunzio's bread? There's a local bakery. Are they out of Fairmont? Where are they?
Clarksburg, I believe.
Clarksburg. And they make a nice Italian loaf. So we'll taste it, but we're going to save some for Treese tomorrow when we're baking pita piata. Okay, that looks pretty warmed. It looks rich in color. Tis the season. But, you know, for me, a Christmas meal would be wonderful just to have either spaghetti or lasagna. Well, we like a ham, but... Okay. In goes. I'll get the juice in first. Again, shake your cans really, 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 really well so that it comes out clean without anything stopped at the bottom. Yeah.
Oh, buddy.
And then recycle your cans. Was that Rip? Same thing here. Clean out all your cans. Don't leave anything in a can. Because it's just too good.
I think we have a visitor here at the door. Oh, yeah.
That's Rip.
That's Rip, one of our neighbor's cats.
Yeah. I've not watched yet. What's the show? This Rip and Dutton are from. He has a brother, Dutton, that little cat.
Yellowstone.
Yellowstone.
They're named after characters. In
Yeah.
Yellowstone.
But Rip comes over every morning while we're sitting there having our cat and coffee time at 5:30, waiting for treats and playing with Midge. And so now you can see how that's all mixed together. Now, the one thing that you want to do, you're going to bring this to a boil. Before you do that, you want to put in a pinch of your baking soda. That will, you watch this foam up, Reg. It'll help. I put a pinch or two, and then if it's highly acidic, I thought it was going to foam up.
We're good there, though.
Anyhow, baking soda is good. There you go. You can see it's starting to foam up where I put it. And if you don't want to put a lot of sugar, but my Aunt Flora and my mom always added a teaspoonful of sugar or whatever you want to put in there. But I don't like a sweet sauce. There we go. So we'll add a little sugar, a little baking soda to your sauce. I think the baking soda is more important than the sugar. But
okay.
I'm not a chef. I'm just a cook. But do it, because if ever you're tasting your sauce and it tastes too acidic, add that. We'll bring that to a little bit of a boil. And then we're going to add all of our meats back in. You can see how nice and brown they seared. Yum, that's going to be good. Pour all that in and all the juices from the meat. And that's how, it's really easy. It's not a big process. So we're going to let this simmer for a couple hours. Once it comes to a boil, a rapid boil, then you turn it down, let it simmer. You cover it for the first hour, and then you uncover it for the rest. I'll keep an eye on it. When it starts to boil, I'll turn the heat down, and then when I see you the next time, we'll have a bowl with some bread, and Reg and I get to sample it. So we'll see you in a little bit. So Reg,
yeah,
are you ready?
I'm ready.
It's been 2 hours.
The Nunzio's Italian bread from the Health Baking Company in Clarksburg, West Virginia.
Yes, and I just walked for an hour, so I know I can eat.
And we've been waiting a couple hours for the sauce to be ready to eat. And tesso let's mangia.
Let's dinge. If I can find that there's an actual word named dinge. Just a good cheers.
Oh, that's good.
Try the meat.
What about a little piece of meat here?
A little bit of roast.
The nice thing about this sauce is
nice and tender.
That's it. When the meat's been in there for a couple, 3 hours like that. I don't want that whole big piece.
I'll hold it.
There you go.
because I don't have a knife.
There we go. It's just really tender, like a roast in a crock pot would be.
Mm. Now the sausage has a little bit of spice.
Is that sausage you just ate?
Huh?
Is that the sausage you just had?
I had a little bit of sausage right here.
Oh, I want to taste the sausage. Anyhow,
It's got
It's
a little bit of spice to it. It's nice.
well, not much.
No.
Anyhow, it's a great recipe. Try it.
Yeah, it's
Um,
good.
Like I said, eat some.
I'm surprised you gave out your secret recipe.
It's not really a secret recipe. Everyone should have a recipe they like. But anyhow, make your favorite pot of anything. Eat some, freeze some, and give some away during this holiday season. It's a great gift. And thanks for watching.
Oh, thanks.
Gardening on the West Fork. Making a big pot of pasta sauce or spaghetti sauce. We'll see you in the next video. Bye.